You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live. Somebody, let's go.
Happy Sunday, everybody. Good evening. Good morning. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. Hope this show finds you in good spirits, because another day above the dirt is always a blessing. Let's not forget that. Real talk. Okay. Happiest of Sundays to every single last one of y'all. Again, I'm hoping you guys are all being blessed out there. I forgot to do something here, so I'm trying to get it all taken care of really quick before we dive into this conversation, because this is a conversation that we need to have, and there's a lot going on here. Again, guys, if you guys don't know what's going on with this particular this particular case, man, this is just getting crazier and crazier. I will say that it has been getting thicker than a snicker. I haven't said that in a long time. Okay, this is a wild case, and it's only getting worse. I'm just gonna say that. Okay, it's only getting worse. It is not looking good for the parents of this young boy. Now, again, sorry, I had to get some things set up really quick. Sorry about that, guys. Forgot to set a few things up. So, again, pretty insane stuff going on. And a lot of things are developing. And I think a lot of this stuff is going to be developing really, really, really fast. Okay? I think a lot of stuff is about to get crazy here. Okay? For lack of a better term. And I say, we got to get ready, because I think it's going to be fast. Okay? I think things are going to go really, really, really fast with everything. How everything has been transpiring, how everything has been going down. I honestly think that things are just going to get wild and go off the rails here very, very soon. And it's because I believe foul play is definitely afoot. Yes, that's what I truly believe. I think something's going on here, and I think it's all about to go down. I think a lot of things are about to go down very, very soon. It's going to be very, very shocking. So can't be on for a very long time, but I wanted to give you guys these updates. Some pretty crazy stuff is going on, but we got to get into this conversation. So do me a favor. Before we get into everything, hit that like button, hit that reaction button. If you're watching on other platforms, hit that like button down below. Hit those hearts and all that as you guys start to file in. If you're watching on Facebook, X/Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Rumble, Twitch, Kick. I'm on all those platforms, so make sure you're following. Make sure you show some love, okay? We got some updates, and I'm going to try to go through these updates pretty damn fast, okay? So hit that like button down below, please, and thank you. Don't forget to hit that reaction button. Hit that follow button. Follow if you can. That would be amazing. Subscribe, okay? Subscribe as much as you can. If you haven't done it yet, subscribe to my channel if you're watching on YouTube. Go to my other two channels. I have two other channels called The Pascal Show Clips and Pascal Raw on YouTube. Please subscribe to those. Hit that notification bell so you know whenever I go live, whenever I upload, because honestly, it is kind of random right now, okay? It's been some busy times lately, and these weekends keep getting more and more busy, okay? So just make sure you're subscribed and that notification bell is set to all. Hit that join button down below. Become a member. Support the channel if you can. If you're watching on TikTok or any of these other platforms, and if there's a way that you can support, that'd be greatly appreciated. All right? Check out my Patreon. And, of course, check out PascalMerch.com, okay? PascalMerch.com. We got some really great stuff over there. PascalMerch.com. Okay, guys. Woo! We got to get into some stuff. Now, as you guys already know, if you don't know, okay, there's a young boy, okay, a 7-month-old baby by the name of Emmanuel Haro that has been missing, okay? He has been missing for the last few days now. He went missing on Thursday, after his mom, and I'm going to pull up this photo so you guys can see this. You guys on TikTok won't be able to see this, but go over to my YouTube channel. You'll be able to see everything over there. All right. But nonetheless, I digress. This young boy, 7 months old, Emmanuel Haro, went missing after his mom pulled up to a Big Five sporting goods store and was attacked from behind out of nowhere. She was changing his diaper in the back seat. Somebody tapped her on the shoulder, said, "Hola." She turned around, and then she got knocked out. This is what she claims. When she came to, she found herself with a black eye and her son missing. She ran into the Big Five sporting goods store, freaking out, understandably, if her story is actually the truth. And they called 911, alerting the police, the authorities, local law enforcement, that her son is missing. Now, there has been a search going on, okay, that people have been out there, boots on the ground, trying to find this young boy, Emmanuel Haro, okay? And I've heard the name pronounced 15 different ways, okay? But I believe it's Haro, all right? So, moving on. This young boy, still missing to this day. But there's been new updates that I think are very interesting that we need to talk about. Now, if you guys haven't seen my most recent video that I posted, and I posted it on all platforms. So you guys have seen it on TikTok. You've seen it on everywhere. The auntie, okay, Emmanuel's aunt spoke out. Now, she deleted that video. And in fact, she deleted her social media as well, which is weird because it makes you wonder, well, she just was standing 10 toes down on family, right? She was like, family over everything, y'all. And, why don't you leave her alone? She's grieving. She's sad. She's terrified, X, Y, and Z, right? She deleted that video and then deleted her social media, which could mean two different things. Either people are out here harassing the hell out of this woman, and she couldn't handle that, which I totally understand, because a lot of people are side-eyeing the hell out of the mama, and the dad, okay? Jake from State Farm, all right, is most definitely suspicious as hell, especially with his track record, with his rap sheet that has to do with children as well, all right? So, nonetheless, auntie comes out, says what she says, then all of a sudden, that video and her social media completely gets erased, deleted from the social media, the social media platforms, right? All gone. So of course we're all going, what the hell does that mean, right? Either she can't handle getting harassed, or she found out some stuff that seemed suspicious for herself as well, and she's like, I ain't in it. She jumped into the group chat, and maybe she's like, damn, maybe I shouldn't have said what I said right off the bat. It's either one. It's 50-50, right? It's heads or tails in this situation, which we still will wait on, right? As far as that goes. But we're now understanding, and we're going back to something I said to you guys in the past live and the TikTok that's been going viral on the TikTok. I've already talked about this, but this is a very important piece here that I just want to circle back around, because there's new updates that are just shocking. And it happened all overnight. It's going bang, bang, bang. Like it's happening fast, baby. Fast. Okay. So let me just read this little paragraph. This is from the detective and sergeant from the Specialized Investigation Division. Okay. It's from that station. They were doing interviews, interrogating the mama. Okay. Asking her a bunch of questions. And they said, based on the circumstances, Sheriff's Specialized Investigations Division responded and assisted with the investigation. Investigators interviewed multiple individuals, including Emmanuel's parents. During those interviews, Rebecca was confronted with inconsistencies with her initial statement and declined to continue with the interview. I don't know why I keep on saying with the interview, like I'm from from Sweden. My name is Helga. I'm from Sweden. The interview. But She declines to continue the interview, which is weird, right? Wouldn't you go, no, I'm sitting my ass right here and we gonna keep on talking till you hear my full story and you find my son. Fine, you can ask me any question you want. Go ahead, baby. What was he wearing? Okay, black onesie. It was a Nike onesie with a swoosh on it. Go ahead. What else? Yeah, I got knocked the F out. Don't you see the black eye? Yeah, I was changing his diaper. I turned around and all I saw was white because I got punched in the face. Came to, he gone, black eye. See? I just keep on saying the same thing, but she says, no, we're going to stop the interview. We can't do this anymore. I need to find my son. Can we do this another time? Right? But now we're hearing some more information, which is also weird. Okay? Which is also weird. But it's strange to me that she says she shuts it down. In other words, not willing to cooperate with 5-0. Big problem when they're supposed to be your allies, right? They supposed to be the sword at your side, right? When bad things go down and you're not suspected of any foul play, they're supposed to be there to help you the F out, right? Right? Okay. So she declined to continue the interview. Then, at this point, continuing with what they said in this paperwork that they sent out. At this point, the investigation in this investigation, investigators are unable to rule out foul play in the disappearance of Emmanuel. So obviously, all of us have been like clutching our pearls and going, "Oh no, is there foul play afoot? Oh my word! Oh my word! Oh my word! Foul play could be afoot. Oh my God! Yes, it is. If you got somebody getting caught with inconsistencies in their story, and then they say, I can't continue with this interview, that's a little sus. Yeah, it's fair to keep it on the table, foul play. Just table it, put it over there on the side, just in case. Because it's not normal for you to have inconsistencies. But that's how you catch a liar. That's how you catch an evildoer. Okay? Now, Michelle just said, I don't know if this is true, but she said they found, I'm assuming not flood. You mean red, that they found red at the house. You don't know whose, but I'm wondering who then? Who? Right? And where's that report? I'd love to see that report because that's a big deal. If they found red, if you get what I'm saying, red. Okay, I'm doing the quotations for both cameras here. Okay. If there is red found in the house, where's that? Where's that information? I'd love to see that, right? And you said video of sheriff search is on. Oh, okay. Well, you know, I don't know if I'm going to be able to squeeze everything into this short live, but we're going to have to look into it. We'll talk about that for sure. Okay. But nonetheless, there's been, you know, like we've already talked about, some serious inconsistencies in everything, right? But real quick, I did this video already, but I do want to share. You may know. I do want to share this with you guys one more again, okay, with this live. There was a whole interview, or not an interview, I'm sorry, a video, like I said, from Auntie. Auntie put out a video, which was later deleted. Still don't know why. Would love to know why she deleted this video and then erased her entire social media, which is weird. Okay. I'm wondering, was she just getting harassed too much or something else? Right. She found out something else and she's like, well, I can't stand for this. You know what she says in the video? She's a good mother. She's a good mother. Right. Maybe she was like, no, she's not, after finding out some information. Right. Which is possible. Okay. So I'm just going to play just a few seconds of this so you guys can see this. Go and check out the video that I posted. Okay, it's a pre-recorded video. Go check it out. Obviously, you guys have seen it if you're watching on the TikToks or the IG. That's I have it on there too. But let's just play a little bit of this real quick.
And I'm just on here just to tell you guys what transpired. So my sister-in-law and my brother, they were at my older nephew's football practice, and he needed a new mouth guard. So instead of taking everybody, my sister-in-law opted to go, and she only took the baby, which is Emmanuel. And when she got there, she realized the baby had went to the bathroom in his diaper. So as any mom would, which is crazy because a lot of you women are judging her for even changing a baby's diaper in the car, which is mind-boggling, because if there's no bathroom, you're going to do what you have to do to take care of your child.
Okay, and again, like I said, go and check out the full video that I did covering this, okay? Because I don't want to go through this all over again, especially when I already did the video. Now, for those of y'all who are watching on TikTok, you're not going to be able to hear what we're hearing. I will give you guys a breakdown so you guys can stick around here, or you guys can go over to my YouTube channel and check that out, okay? But I will be breaking things down for you guys on the IG here, okay? But here's the thing, all right? One thing is for sure that she says that I didn't play, okay, because I'm not going to play the whole video. But she mentions a couple different things. One, of course, she's like, I believe my brother and I believe my sister-in-law, okay? I believe that this whole thing is a tragedy and we need to find this kid. Okay, which I understand that part. I mean, like I said, family is going to protect family, even when they could very well be in the wrong. That's just how it is, right? Unless it's like smoking gun evidence, and you're like, I can't stand with you, bro. Like you my blood, but I can't rock with that. I'm sorry, right? But one thing she did mention, okay, is that the ex. So Jake has children with another woman, with an ex-wife. That ex-wife was allegedly at that same football practice. The same one that Rebecca took Emmanuel, drove off to Big Five to go get a mouth guard for one of the kids that was playing and doing football practice. So one of my main questions is, and this also spans out to any other person that was on the field, any parent, any child, even the kids, even their own kids, stepchildren, or the kids that they sired together. Did they ever see Emmanuel before they went to Big Five? Did they ever see him alive, kicking, breathing, running around, picking up things, playing with his brothers and sisters, etc.? That's the question that I ask for the ex-wife, all the way to any person that was sitting on the bleachers watching their kids do their football practice. Did anyone see Emmanuel alive and breathing, or was it just said to them, "Oh, he's still in the car. I'm gonna go and get this stuff, get this mouth guard for him. Don't worry, I got it. I'll just take, Emmanuel's already in the car. He's already locked. He's already sitting in the chair. I'm just going to go with him and we're going to do this quick errand real quick. We'll be right back." Right? Is that what happened, or no? That's the thing I think would be really helpful as far as the investigation goes. But of course, law enforcement is going to do their thing. They're going to do their due diligence. They're going to do their deep diving. They're going to look into this whole thing. And of course, hopefully they will find out whether or not that's true, right? But especially if they're already saying there's inconsistencies in what she's saying, clearly they're doing their due diligence and they're already seeing a whole bunch of red flags. And we've been seeing red flags since the jump, okay? Now, here's some other things that are just Very interesting. Okay. One thing is for sure. This is from yesterday, and this is a clip that I'm going to be playing, okay, guys, on TikTok, just so that you guys know. There's a video that is now saying that they were asked, these two were asked to do a lie detector test. They refused to do the lie detector test and lawyered up. Yeah. They refused. Let me repeat that again for all y'all in the nosebleed seats, okay? They refused to do a lie detector test. And instead of doing the lie detector test, they lawyered up. Yeah, that's what happened here, guys. Not a lie. And apparently, according to the grandmother, Rebecca's mama, they are digging up the backyard and they got cadaver dogs in their mother-loving home. This is all in this very, very short video right here. This is insane. So you got cadaver dogs in the crib, all up in that crib. They digging things out. One of the kids, apparently, this is what we're hearing through the grandma as well, saying that one of their kids has been taken away from them, and they lower it up. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. I don't know why I sounded like Diddy for a second there, but yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. That actually is happening. From this news clip, it's not a lie. They're digging up the backyard of this house. They got cadaver dogs in the house or in the area. They apparently took a kid away. Police were asking for a lie detector test because of the inconsistencies in her story. Okay. And Jake from State Farm came up and said, no, we're not doing that. She needs a lawyer present before she does that. So then they lawyered up. Now, here's the thing. Let me make this abundantly crystal to all y'all. There is nothing illegal or suspicious about getting a lawyer. If you got a kid that goes missing, God forbid that ever happens to you, okay? I don't ever want that to anybody. I don't wish that on my worst enemy, okay? But if you ever in a situation like this, I get it to have a lawyer. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not the sus part. It's the act of them getting the lawyer after they were asked to do a lie detector test that they declined to do. Okay? They were asked to, let me repeat it again for the nosebleed seats. They were asked to do a lie detector test because there was inconsistencies in her story. They declined to do the lie detector test, and then they lawyered up. And then at that same time, you got cadaver dogs sniffing throughout their home in the backyard, and they're digging up the backyard whilst all of this is going down. So what you think? What you think, though? What you think, though? What do you think is going to happen? Why do you think everybody's side-eyeing them now? It's not even a soft side-eye anymore. It's a horde side-eye. You look at how they're doing things, how they're operating. There should not be not one inconsistent thing in her story. How is it inconsistent? And I've already said this a million times in our live yesterday and, on the TikToks and these videos that I've been putting out. I even said myself, dag nabbit, you got knocked the out, right? You got knocked out. Hadouken, right? For you video game nerds out there. And you mean to tell me when your whole body slammed to the ground, you don't have any visible markings on your body aside from that little bruising that happened under your eye? That's about 7 days old, maybe even more. You mean to tell me you got knocked clear out? Your whole body. And imagine the body, just dead weight. Okay? This is not me trying to body shame or anything. I'm just being real. You could be 100 pounds. Okay? Svelte, slim, thick. Doesn't matter. When you get knocked out and you standing upright and you fall from where you're standing all the way to the ground, and it's not grass, it's not rubber mattresses, it's not rubber mats, it's not a mattress underneath you, it's hard concrete, your body is going to receive some sort of trauma. Look at her right here. I got a still right here for you to look at her arms. Do you see any markings on her body? She got short sleeves on, man. I know it's hot out here and everything, but I'm just saying. She got short sleeves on, man. Do you see any markings on her body aside from that boo-boo on her face? I'm just saying. You watch enough. Let's see, here's the thing. If you grew up watching all these like fight videos and like World Star and all that stuff, you know that these things are real. You could lose your life because your head hits the ground hard enough from being knocked out. I'm being dead serious. So again, very, very interesting that how this is all transpiring. And now we can definitely say foul play is most definitely afoot. So let's take a look at this video, okay? I'll explain everything to you guys who are watching on here. Don't worry. I know you guys are going to be like, I can't hear Pascal. Don't worry. I'm going to explain everything to you guys on the TikTok, okay? But something ain't right. I talked about that the other day. I'm like, yo, common sense. If you watch any type of fight videos, if you've ever been in a fight yourself, okay, you get knocked out and you're timber. You know what I'm saying? Your body is going to get more than just a little tiny bruising that's healing already, okay, on your face. You could be getting, especially if you hit the back of your head, there could be so much more trauma going on to your body. And she looks like she a freaking mutant. Literally, she is Wolverine, okay? Wolverette. Is that the female version of Wolverine? Never mind. But you know what I'm saying, okay? Her healing factor is an amazing ability because that black eye is almost gone, right? Crazy stuff, y'all. Let's take a look at this video. I'll explain everything in here in a second, okay? You won't be able to hear TikTok, just so you know, but I'll explain everything in just a minute. Also, please, guys, I see a bunch of y'all in here, okay? Thank you. X23, I thought it was like X73991722 or something like that, or just female with fangs. You know what I mean? No? I thought, I don't know. It's something like that, okay? But yeah. Female Wolverine is X23. Is that what it is? Okay. I learned something new today. I mean, I saw Logan. I saw the movie Logan, but I guess I wasn't paying attention. Okay. But real quick, guys, if you guys could do me a favor, please and thank you, hit that like button down below. Crush it. Crush that like button down below. If you're watching on the TikToks, please make sure you hit that heart. If you don't mind hitting the roses or the rosas, I think they're called, that would really mean a lot to me too. Okay, guys, happy Sunday to every single last one of you. Thank you, Nicole, Texas on TikTok for saying that. Happy Sunday to all y'all, for real. All y'all, okay, all y'all, both of all y'all. Don't forget to subscribe, follow. We are keeping an eye on this case for show. All right, but let's take a look at this video. I'll explain in a little bit.
And has seen the 7-month-old who was reported missing by his mother in San Bernardino County.
And tonight, investigators saying they cannot rule out foul play in his disappearance. The boy's mother says that she was attacked Thursday in the parking lot of a Big 5 in Yucaipa, and that the attacker took off with her baby.
Now, deputies say there are inconsistencies with her account of what happened. KTLA5 Sarah Welsh.
I love how they say, there's inconsistencies in her story. She bullnishing. That's all it is. It's a whole bunch of bullnish. Yep. Bonish. But, it's their very diplomatic, very kind, sugar-coated way of saying, she lied like a mother lover. Okay? Bonish.
Joins us live in San Bernardino with the latest on this story. Hi, Sarah.
This is crazy. Hold on.
Hey, Clark, good evening. Investigators say when they confronted Rebecca Haro about inconsistencies within her initial statement that she refused to continue any questioning. And tonight, the grandmother has confirmed to us that the couple is no longer cooperating with investigators and has lawyered up.
So I got to pause it because we got to be dramatic. So they stopped cooperating. That's huge, guys. They stopped cooperating with police. Why would they just stop cooperating with police? Why would you do that? Think about that for a second. Use your brain. We are all geniuses. And for those of y'all who are in the true crime realm, okay, that like that true crime stuff, get high off of it, okay? Y'all already got to this situation, got to this conclusion way before we even got to this video, okay? Clearly, they full of snish. They lying through the damn teeth. Them guilty. Too many red flags flying all over this mug. And I truly think this kid was gone way before they even went to this football game, this football practice. That's what I truly think. And I'm wondering if the kids know anything. I wonder if the kids saw or know anything. But again, they are not willing to cooperate with police when police are there to help them find their kid. That's weird. That's weird.
Hours after they made that desperate public plea for their son's safe return.
It's just a baby. Just give our son back, please.
Where is 7-month-old Emmanuel? His parents, Jake and Rebecca Haro, say someone kidnapped their baby outside this Big Five in Yucaipa after assaulting Rebecca Haro and knocking her out cold.
I was gonna get the diaper and somebody said hola, and I didn't see nothing since. I woke up right here on the floor. And I didn't see Emmanuel.
Haro.
You know what also is crazy to me is that she says, one, she keeps looking down at the ground, okay, because she's not willing to like make any kind of eye contact, which is very strange. 2, she keeps saying like this guy came up to her and said hola, right? Why hola? Is she trying to say that this man who allegedly took Emmanuel was Hispanic or assumed that she was Hispanic? Because, I mean, if you look at her, she looks fairly Caucasian. With all due respect. So either she's saying he was Hispanic or this person just assumed she was of Hispanic descent or Latino descent, right? Now, she is Hispanic, but she looks fairly Caucasian, as far as her skin tone and everything. So he just assumed? But like I said, that's a very interesting piece of information. Hola! Right? Respectfully, I mean, that seems a little bit weird. Out of nowhere. She just, you know what I mean? He just says hola. He didn't say yo. And he definitely didn't say, well, hello there. Good afternoon. He didn't do that either. He said hola. That's very specific. And then all she saw was what after that. It just seems weird. It's an interesting added piece that just to me, I'm like, so can you say that he was Latino? Can you say that at least? Can you tell us if he was brown? At least that. Can you give us that? No, you just heard hola. Oh, okay, I bet. You just heard hola. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? We go. We're just gonna keep rolling, okay?
Says she was parked in front of the store about to change her son's diaper when someone came up behind and assaulted her. She claims she was struck in the face but wasn't able to get a look at who did it before they took off with her son.
Which I think is obviously we already know she lying, but obviously that's a lie. That she turned around and she couldn't make out who it was. She just saw a fist in her face. I feel like you would see something quick. Even if it is a guy in all dark colors or something of that sort, right? For her to get attacked, she still has to turn like this, no matter what. There's going to be a door here because she's standing in the doorway of the back seat while she's changing this beautiful boy's diaper, right? So the only way she's going to get attacked is through this side, this way, because the door is right here as she's changing him, right? Front of the car is this way. You know, hola. You see what I'm saying? But you know, we're going to talk about that black eye here in a second, okay? We're going to talk about that black eye.
But investigators say there are inconsistencies with Haro's initial statement, and because of that, they cannot rule out foul play.
They're not going to hurt that baby. That couple were just homebodies.
The baby's grandmother is adamant the couple is innocent. She says Emmanuel is her daughter's pride and joy and that she waited years to have a baby boy of her own. The grandmother also says investigators asked her daughter to take a lie detector test, but her husband said no until they had a lawyer.
She's just going crazy, you know, she can't handle it anymore.
She says her daughter is receiving death threats and her 2-year-old has been removed from the home.
I'm sorry, it's okay. And here's the other thing too. When it comes to the grandma, clearly she's not correct. And I feel like the same thing with the sister of Jake. But you got to remember not everybody knows what people do behind closed doors. In their world, it could just be perfect, everything, you know what I mean? But in reality, behind closed doors is an absolute freaking nightmare, right? So again, we kind of have to take that with a grain of salt. But let's continue.
The search for baby Emmanuel goes on 48 hours after his mother claims someone ran off with him. And we have learned tonight that the baby's father does have a criminal record, and the
baby's father has a criminal record, okay? Has to do with children. Just so you know, violence towards children, okay? That's a big deal, okay?
Mother told us that investigators were out at the couple's home in Cabazon searching the home with cadaver dogs and also digging up parts of the property. We tried to reach out to San Bernardino County investigators for any information on that, but they aren't taking any more questions today. Meantime, they are asking anyone with any information about this case, anyone with any information on the whereabouts of baby Emmanuel, to give them a call. And you can.
Now, here's the thing. You heard that, right? Got to hit the dun, dun, dun. Numero uno. They said they refused to help. They're refusing to cooperate with police. Dos. Kids or cadaver dogs going inside the home. Okay? Going inside the home and digging. They're digging and searching in the backyard of their home. Now, I don't know why they would be digging in the backyard of this family's home. It does make you wonder, did they find something back there or not? But that is something that seems a little strange, don't you think? Especially when you got some people who are going, please help find my son, and doing all that stuff, which is sad because it makes me feel like a jerk because I want to believe them, Because we're all, we all want to believe them initially, right? Right off the gate. Right out the gate, we want to believe them. And it makes you feel bad. Instantly feel bad because you suddenly because instantly your gut's telling you, no, they're lying, right? That's a little bit for me. And so it makes you feel bad for not believing them, but you can't deny what your gut is saying. And the gut says, it says a lot, baby. And a lot of times the gut is right. A lot of this reminds me of Sebastian Rogers. A lot of this reminds me of a lot of cases that we've talked about, Quentin Simon, and many others. I mean, we have talked about so many of these kinds of situations, and it makes you feel like a jerk for not instantly believing the parents. Just like when you hear about allegations towards people about R charges, SA charges, that kind of thing. You want to believe the victim right out the gate. But there are sometimes these people are bad actors. Okay. They're falsifying information. They're lying. And instantly you're fighting that gut feeling because of emotion, because you don't want to feel bad for not believing the victim or the person that's coming out saying my son is missing. Right. But it's things like this that really makes so many people angry. And this is why there's so many people out here that are stepping forward, making videos, talking about this, bringing this up, and basically saying, no, these people are lying. Yes, the Harmony Montgomerys, the Letitia Stouts, you know what I mean? There's Stouch. There's so many, right? Which there shouldn't be. But they exist. And that's effed up, y'all. That's truly effed up. Now, here's the other thing. This is like, there's so many things. Actually, I'm going to show that to you, the final nail in the coffin, in my personal opinion.
Little boy.
In just a second. We have an interview from one of the grandmothers. So I want to share that with y'all so we can see this. And again, you guys aren't going to be able to hear it here, okay? You're going to be able to hear it and watch it on my YouTube channel, okay? So go over to the Pascal Show YouTube channel, check it out, subscribe, like, but of course, keep following here because I'll be putting out clips and all that stuff over here on the TikTok as well. Like I said, there's so much going on. It's going to be on all platforms right now. Okay. So make sure you're following, follow, because we cover a lot of things, not just true crime. We cover everything from politics to pop culture to true crime and everything, all the mucky muck in between. Okay. So make sure you're doing that. Okay. And William Fluke, thank you so much for rocking the Pascal joggers today. That means the world to me on YouTube. Thank you, man. Thank you, man. They're comfortable as hell. Like this hoodie. You see what I'm saying? Handcrafted hoodie right here. This stuff is available on pascalmerch.com. Go check it out. Made by these two hands. Real talk. So again, every single hoodie, at least the tie-dye ones, the reverse tie-dye, all that stuff, all those things are handcrafted and not one is the same. They're all unique. Okay. So you get your own custom hoodie, t-shirts, etc. from this man right here. So go check it out. Okay. But let's take a look at this video here. You won't be able to hear it, but I'll explain everything here on TikTok. So be patient, guys.
In Yucaipa, California, missing Emmanuel Haro. His family is desperately searching for him.
I'm Mary Boyce Housen. I'm the mother of Rebecca's mom. Jake is, Emmanuel is my grandson.
The little boy
From
from
Yucaipa is my grandson. Please help us find him. You know, if you have him, please return him. We don't want nothing. We will not do anything. We just leave the baby somewhere where we can find him, somewhere that is safe for him. Please, I'm begging you to please just do the right thing for this baby. He's only a little baby. He doesn't know nothing, okay? He can't talk. He can't just say nothing, okay? So please just return the baby, please.
Emmanuel?
Emmanuel
Haro.
Haro, yes.
7 months old.
7 months old.
About 20 pounds.
20 pounds, yes.
Wearing a black Nike onesie.
Wednesday, yes.
His mother?
She's not doing good, she's heartbroken.
She was injured.
Yes, she was injured. She was knocked out.
There's no video?
No video.
So of course they're explaining, just so you guys know, for those on TikTok, they're basically like going over the information all over again, like, and the grandmother is speaking on all this, basically saying, hey, yeah, she was knocked out. Right now, grandma is believing the story, understandably. And of course, this was a video that was made yesterday or 2 days ago. I'm sorry. So again, I'm sure her opinion may have changed over time, I'm sure, but we'll see. Okay.
Store doesn't have video.
Do we know exactly where it happened? Exactly.
It's right here. The truck was parked here.
Here in this.
Right here in this parking space. The truck was parked here, and she got out of the truck to change the baby. And when she got out, she was trying to get the diapers, the bag, to change the baby because he had pooped before she went into the store.
Mm-hmm.
And she said that all of a sudden, they just say
same story over and over again, over and over again.
Hit her and knocked her out. And she said, all I saw was white. She says, when I came to, she started running into the store and asking if anybody had seen the baby. And they said no. So she ran all around the store looking for the baby or for somebody, and call 911. That's all I can tell you.
Do we know how long she was unconscious, or was she unconscious?
She was unconscious. No.
Is there any witnesses that we know of?
Witness.
So no witnesses, no cameras. She was knocked clean out. She can't describe the person, but she said it's a male, right? She pulled up to the furthest parking spot away from the doors, from the front door. She got knocked clean out. This is what we're hearing from the grandmother. Grandmother's saying all this stuff, repeating the same story. Okay.
No.
Any leads at all? The police?
They're asking about leads.
They don't tell us nothing. That's the worst thing, that they don't tell us nothing.
No leads.
I'm so sorry for.
Keep your eyes open for this baby, please. Just. No, we just lost a grandson. We just buried a grandson last Tuesday, but we can't go through this again. Please, just bring us the baby. Just tell us where he's at.
Now they're saying that she just said that they lost a baby, that she just lost a grandson last Tuesday. This is what she's saying. So she's like, please bring him home. Like we can't deal with any more loss. Please bring him home, which is crazy. Last Tuesday, y'all.
Just leave him somewhere safe, please.
We're gonna do our best to help you.
Don't go through this again. Just
I just bring the baby back to his mom and his grandma.
And then, of course, they're praying. And then, of course, a video just showing a photo of little Emmanuel. Still very, very sad stuff. Now, again, this to me is the final nail in the coffin when it comes to trying to find this young boy. This to me is where I go, okay, foul play is definitely afoot. It was either the mom or the dad or some outside source that was connected with the family. Maybe it was a freak accident, but regardless, they're covering tracks for some strange reason. All right. But this is the part that really grinds my gears. And to me goes, something's up. It's this article here. So the Uvalde Foundation halts search for missing Yucaipa infant, citing inconsistencies, guys. I think this is a very big deal, and this is a very big article. Because one moment they're going, we're boots on the ground. We're going to do everything we can to find this young boy. And then out of nowhere, they go, nah, we're not going to look for him anymore. We're good. We're good. There's too many inconsistencies. Sorry. We're done. Okay. We're done now. because of the inconsistencies from the parents. This case has so many obvious red flags that it's very easy for us to turn and look at them with a hard side eye. One thing about the Sebastian Rogers case that really drove me nuts is that if there were any outside sources, any bad entities that were involved in that young boy's disappearance, unfortunately, whoever was involved covered that up so well that that thing went off the rails. We all know that. If you were following that and checking that out, that whole case went off the freaking rails. The only difference between this one and the Sebastian Rogers one is that we're hearing instantly inconsistencies in their story. Instantly. One thing is for sure. If the Proudfoots had something to do with Sebastian Rogers' disappearance, they had their story straight. They had their story locked. Yes, a lot of people were trying to break everything down, waiting for them to make some mistake with present to past tense or past tense to present tense, all that stuff. People were going crazy over it. Understandably, people wanted to find that young boy. And he's still out there, nowhere to be found. But one thing is for sure, if the Proudfoots had anything to do with that, they had their story on lock. Them, the Otto family, the Otto couple, my bad, their story is falling apart seconds into them getting interrogated by police. So much that now the Uvalde Foundation that was going out there to do searches for this young boy, Emmanuel, has been canceled because they believe that the family, they believe that this couple knows exactly where this kid is. And they believe, I'm sure, nothing good is happening right now. And I don't think there's going to be a good turnout. So let's look at this article. The search for missing 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro took a startling turn this weekend after both law enforcement and independent foundation and an independent foundation raised new concerns about the case. So on yesterday, guys, the Uvalde Foundation for Kids, a national child advocacy and violence prevention group, announced it was withdrawing its search teams and reward offer for Emmanuel. Why would they take out? Like, it's one thing to slow things down and maybe you slow things down on the search efforts, okay? But for them to retract the reward for finding Emmanuel is insane, okay? So hours later, the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department confirmed investigators cannot rule out foul play in the child's disappearance. So they still have that lingering. Foul play. They cannot rule out foul play because the parents are bullshitting. They lying through the dumb teeth. Foundation founder Daniel Chapin said troubling details led to the group's decision. Troubling details. We cannot, in good conscience, utilize our team and resources when so much is missing in this case. This is what he said in a press conference. Of particular concern to us lies within the inconsistencies in the details and the sudden decision by the mother to end communication with law enforcement and our team originally prepared to help. So she said, I ain't talking to you and I'm not talking to your search team. I'm not answering any more questions. Come on, y'all. It's a wrap, son. It's a wrap. She or they both did something. Either he did it or she did it, and they're covering up for each other, or they both did it together and they're just covering it up. Come on, y'all. She did that. They did something. Okay? They did something. You stop communication with law enforcement and the search team that's going out of their way to try to find your son. You know, the constant trying to get in the way of them searching certain places or them trying to search for this kid. Did we not see that stuff in another case like a year or so ago? Did we not? Yeah. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Tell me, what parent would do that who has a missing child? Who does that? I'll tell you, no one, unless you're guilty. Something's not right in this whole picture. According to the foundation's updated release, inconsistencies in the mother's account, her refusal to continue communication with investigators, and her lack of response to the group's inquiries were key factors in ending their efforts. The foundation also disclosed they had uncovered a past account, okay, involving the child's father, raising further questions about Emmanuel's overall welfare. So again, not so good, because Papa, well, apparently was raising his fist on his kids. He's convicted of putting his hands on his kids. Need I say more? So now you have inconsistencies, a lack of desire to get help from local PD and foundations that are willing to get suited and booted and get out there and try to find this young boy. You're doing everything you can in your power to try to shut it all down. That makes for a very spicy, suspicious meatball, do you not think? I don't know, guys, but last I checked, when you got a kid that's missing, you're doing everything. You're stopping at nothing to try to find and try to get as much help and resources to try to find that kid. You stop at nothing, guys, at nothing. And what's happening here? You got cadaver dogs in the backyard of your crib. You lost a kid now because apparently one of the kids was taken away. They're digging out the backyard. And you got law enforcement breathing down your neck because they feel that this most definitely is foul play. So again, very, very.
For what it's worth, I'm going to show.
Now, one thing I do want to share, one last thing real quick, because I'm going to have to run out here in just a minute. But this is something I want to show you. All right. Shout out to Perception Station, okay, for sharing this on their TikTok. I want to share this with you guys. You're not going to be able to see this on here, but you'll be able to see it over here on my YouTube channel, okay? Hop over there, take a look if you can. If you want, stick around here, that's fine. But we're talking about the black eye, and we're not talking about black guy. We're talking about black eye, okay? Now, here's the thing. She shows a video. It's a quick video. It's a minute long where she talks about this is I think she said her husband, he has a black eye, he has a black eye. And she shows the process of what it looks like over time. When initially you got hit in the face, right? And then how it develops over time. This is crazy. Prick up your ears, use those eyes. Hopefully you don't have a black eye right now, okay? And take a listen to this.
Show you these pictures of my husband's black eyes progression. This is, you see the smaller eye and swelling. This is about 10 hours in, okay? Look at her eye. Look at my husband's eye. This
do the math.
24 hours in.
We're going to stop it right there, okay? Let's just stop it right mother loving there. That is 24 full hours after getting knocked in the face. Now, obviously, his bruising is in a different area, okay? And it's interesting because as time goes on, the bruising coloration, right? The colorization, I guess, the coloration of his face of where the bruising is kind of moves. It starts to go south of the eye area. Okay, you're going to see in a second. But I want to point this out. This is 24 hours after. You know, these interviews that they've been doing have been about 24 hours after, not even 24 hours after. she got allegedly knocked the F out. Look at this. He looks like he's wearing eyeshadow. Do you see what I'm saying? Take a look. He looks like he's got eyeshadow on. Yes. But that's not it. He got knocked in the face. Let's continue.
You can already notice the swelling, the deep purple, black. This is a 24-hour
Damn, it's crazy.
bruise in his eye.
That's crazy, yo.
Pay close attention to her eye. Does not look anything like this.
Yes.
This is about 3 days in. You can still see the swelling and the purple and the black on his eye.
Wait for it.
And this
There
bruise
it
right
is.
here is 6 to 7 days old, which
Yep.
is already starting to show the green.
Do you see how the eye? See what I'm saying? See how the eye in the bruising starts to go down south, the coloring? The dark colors start to show up there. That's 6-7 days later. 6-7 days later. So where's she at? I'd say 6-7, maybe 8-9 days since she got knocked in the face. And the question is, do we really think that it was a assailant, a napper that ran up and went brah in her face? Like I said, she has healing powers that I've never seen before. Of the likes I've never seen before. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, unfortunately, I have to leave you with that, okay? Don't worry, we're going to keep an eye on all this stuff. This is absolutely knuckin' futz. The plot continues to thicken. We now know that they are in the backyard digging up the house with cadaver dogs. That's never a good sign. They are saying there's inconsistencies and there's search and rescue efforts that have been stopped. Okay? I truly believe, and this is just my theory, that Jake from State Farm put his fist to her face about a week or so ago. And now she's been covering it up, I'm sure, with makeup, all that stuff, because she's got to be out there and she doesn't want people knowing that she's in some volatile relationship. And now they're utilizing that black eye that was already obtained by him to use it to add to the story. Because clearly, when they start going and deep diving into everything, they're gonna ask, well, what's up with the black eye? What's up with that, sweetheart? You mind answering that for me, ma'am? Ma'am, we understand you got a little black eye right there. Is that from what happened? It was from the assailant, and he just hit me in the face. No, they used it to add more drama to the situation. But now it's just a little marking on her face. That bruising is at least a week old, y'all. And of course, shout out to Perception Station for making that video, because that's exactly what we needed to see. Anyway, guys, that is the show. I appreciate y'all for being here. It really means a lot. Don't worry, we're going to be talking about it. Yeah, and then denying the lie detector test, that's just knuckin' futz. It's insane. Okay? Yeah, Ray Charles could see the lies. Yeah, he could see it. He's like, well. All right. But anyway, guys, it is time to get going. I appreciate all y'all for being here. It really means a lot. Okay? It really means a lot. Thank you so much for being here. Do me a favor before you head out. Oh, and I forgot the super chats. I respect your opinions. Thanks for sharing. Thank you, Grateful. Thank you for the super chats. Law enforcement may not share too much of the red info, so the mama and pops bang. Oh, yeah, you're right. They might be doing that too. You know what I mean? So that there's not anything more traumatic that happens. But we'll see what happens, okay? But please, guys, hit that like button down below. Crush it, do what it do. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on other platforms. If you are watching on these other platforms, make sure you hit that follow. Follow me on TikTok. Follow. We're covering all this stuff. Subscribe here on my YouTube channel. Go to my second channel, The Pascal Show Clips. Go to my third channel, Pascal Raw. Subscribe, baby. Okay? That'll be greatly appreciated. All right? But hit that join button down below. Become a member. Check out my Patreon. Check out PascalMerch.com. We got some really great stuff over there. Anyways, time to get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.